any fears that some members of the SDP might give in to the new political arrangement that is being proposed?
There's nothing like that. See, given to what? What are they given to? There's nothing to give in to. The election was pronounced fair, free, fair, and peaceful by the international observers and by the government-owned observers themselves. So, what is there to give in to? As a matter of fact, they do not see any reason to prolong the democratic process anymore. And the SDP as a party is very clear. The executive committee made it very clear last week. The meeting in Benin too has made it very, very clear, even doubly clear, that there's no question of the party going back. To go back is to tell the Nigerian people that we are not a serious party. We are a very serious party. We understand, a few officers who are not happy about the result of the election. But few officers cannot be more important than the generality of Nigerian people. 14 million Nigerian people voted in the last election, more than voted at the National Assembly election. And as a proportion, probably more than have voted in the United States election, presidential election. So that in itself is a massive mandate. And I have 58.9% of the votes. I won in 20 states, and I won the 1/3 of the votes in 28 out of 30 states, and at the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. There's nothing.
Chief Witness.
I must appeal to Babangida. If he really truly loves Nigeria, he should set Nigeria free. If he becomes a civilian, as the army seems to be telling him to do now, it will make things a lot easier. Because to be one civilian against the other, a man with a loaded gun, it takes a lot of courage to confront him the way God has had to make me do in the last few days, in the last few weeks. But if he did not want a transition, why order an election? Why raise the hope of
16 of the Constitution? The president cannot appoint or remove an Inspector General of Police without going to the council. But that council does not meet. It's the only security agency in Nigeria that does not meet. Hence, the governors are now talking of state. And by the way, there is no state government today that does not have a security agency. In the southwest here, they are likely called Amotekun Security Network. In Lagos, we did not have Amotekun, or we did not set up Amotekun. Lagos has Neighborhood Watch. In Borno State, you have Civilian Task Force. In Kano, I think they have Isbai. In the southeast, there are security agencies all over the place. So likely, we already have state police. But what is missing is that the federal government, again, because the governors refuse to call a meeting of, ask for a meeting, requisition a meeting of the Nigerian Police Council to demand for, to really request for weapons. How can you ask security personnel to go to the forest and confront criminals that are armed with AK-47 pistols? The Amotekun guys and the rest of them are only allowed to bear locally made pistols, what you call guns. Again, it's not by this business of creating another agency, state police, that you are now going to police any society in Nigeria. How would they be funded? Are the armed forces
Mr. Falano?
Is the Nigerian Police Force funded?
Today we have a very special guest, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, who is here to answer the burning questions that viewers from around the world have been dying to ask. I also have my co-host, Mr. Emeka Iwokenjike. Your Excellency, you're very welcome.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you whenever you're in town. So, Choma, I'll let you go.
So we're going to start with our first question. Recently, students and teachers have been kidnapped in Oyo State, with at least one teacher and one young student having been reported as killed. What do you think the current government should be doing to rescue these people, and why do you think they've been unable to do so?
Well, let me tell you, the recent kidnapping in Oyo and other states like extortions in Ghana. Among all the kidnappings recently, is a very sad situation for Nigeria. As you know, situations in Nigeria have deteriorated from since 2022. Because if we look at the global terrorism index, we are number 28. Number 8, sorry. We're number 8 in 2020. Number 6, 2024. Now we're number 4. So it continues to deteriorate. So one has been very, very worried about security situation. So this recent kidnapping has the overall security situation which the average Nigerian is very, very worried about. I think government should pay more attention. Because as you can see in Nigeria, was preoccupied by death elections instead of the security situation. Nigeria now needs to do whatever is possible to tackle the security situation.
So, by saying whatever is necessary, what would you do if you had the opportunity? Because this is a very serious issue. In Oyo State, people are worried around the country, around the world. Everyone is concerned. These kids have been there for 2 weeks. A kid died yesterday. So, and instead of that, there's people.
Well, like I said before, security issues of security is not what we discussed openly in the public. But I don't think the government is showing enough commitment. And it's very worrisome because under President Jonathan, there was one kidnap, and the whole war was a protest against the government. Under President Buhari, in 8 years, there were 10 school abductions. And under the present government, in 3 years, they surpassed them. What did they show? And the country is keeping quiet. The world is keeping quiet. The government is not showing enough determination. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, we did some level of the country. There's a high-power delegation for your confrontations that is steady, That delegation, as serious as I look, the leader of that delegation are independent. And one also questions, why are they just forced? When they've not done that previous kidnapping all over the country. It should have started from day one, from the very first one. That's when being in charge as the person, the country elected. That's what I would do. Maybe I will start. I'll be at the first of the minute. I'll lead the delegation. And I'll show every commitment with every necessary effort to solve that.
Fantastic. Sure. Thank you, Excellency.
Criticize me, disagree with me, but never stop believing in Nigeria. To our young people, Nigeria is your home and your future. Build here, code here, work here, and food here. Every great nation was built by those who stayed to solve problems, but not by those who abandoned ship. To our armed forces, police, and intelligence services, Nigerians salute your sacrifice. To our traditional rulers, faith leaders, and community heads, thank you for your support of peace and reconciliation. The government cannot do it alone.
I mean, there's not much to be said that has not already been said, apart from the insane corruption and gross mismanagement of our resources. I think everybody can see the worsening insecurity is unbearable now. So many people being kidnapped, being killed daily. And it's like every day now there's a new one. There's Zamfara, there's Kebbi, there's Katsina, there's Kaduna, there's Plateau, the most recent in Oyo. And up until now, these kids still are not home yet. They haven't been able to reunite with their families. And on the flip side, in the same Oyo state, the former minister, Adelabu's sister, was kidnapped along with her twin children. Barely 72 hours after, they found a way to free them. They don't care about us. They don't care about ordinary people. But it must.
What you call these protests? We are protesting.
They don't know we're gonna move on.